Hello, this is Kurt Wahlner. Today we're going to begin facing the music and covering this big blank piece of paper with the inking and coloring of the Lincoln bedroom drawing. But first we have to figure out what colors to make everything. Over the years, the East Sitting Hall has been decorated a number of different ways by the different presidents because it is not a state room. It can be redecorated. So the color of the walls is based on the most recent photographs that I've been able to find, which in this case is the way it appeared during the Bush administration. Now that we have the pencil finished, we have to figure out the world of color. How do we get from the pencil to the color version? It's quite a challenge, so let's get to it. We begin by taping the pencil drawing to the back of our render paper, and then we trim the render paper down so that there's not so much hanging around, and then we draw what I call the binding box, the limits of where I need to color in. Now it's time to introduce you to my two pals, the black pens, which are made by the Micron company and come in various needlepoint tips. And then an amazing array of colored pens made by the Marvy company called Les Plume 2s. And these are felt tip on one end and needle felt tip on the other end. These pens come in 104 different colors, which is why I'm using them. So what I do here is I practice something called black line art, which is that you make a black line and then you fill the color into that black line, kind of like a comic book. And what these pens do is that I can put the black lines down first, and then I can color the color in over the black lines, and the black lines don't smear unless the color is yellow. And then it smears. So yellow colors have to go down before the black lines do. I like to put the biggest color in first because if I mess it up, I can throw it away and start over again and I haven't lost anything. And what color is the biggest color? The East Sitting Hall's yellow walls, of course. So I have to figure out what color the walls are. We look at all the photographs that are available, and I try and come up with a formula for the color, and I have to make detailed notes and write all of this stuff down. So we begin to put in the 3-color version of the yellow walls. So that is a light yellow, a light orange, and a light gray. And then we do a similar kind of thing with the carpet. And now we can go on to the inking. Doing the inking is the most interesting part of all of this because all of the intellectual effort of trying to figure out what goes where and so on, it's all been done, and all you have to do is trace it. Takes a long time, but it's pretty interesting. I have to use the lightest paper that I can use so that I can see through to the pencil, but I also want to use a paper that's bold enough so that it doesn't bleed when we put the colored markers on it. Something I do at this stage is to color in plants, because the spontaneity of throwing in the color helps me make them plant-like. I also love drawing doors and windows and molding and the endless amounts of detail that go into all of those things that catch light and keep rooms from looking boring. Okay, booyah, done with the inking. Now we get to go on to the coloring part. The next big technical problem that I face is the ceilings. This one in the East Sitting Hall has a chandelier, and obviously the light will be brighter at the base of the chandelier or where it hangs from the ceiling. So what we do there is to frisk the thing off with a piece of paper, and then using a dry brush, dry light gray, we make these bold strokes that radiate out from the chandelier. Next big color we want to get in is the walls to the Lincoln bedroom, that complicated wallpaper pattern. As you can see, it's red dots with crisscrosses and gray dots with crisscrosses, and we have to replicate that as best we can. The next thing to take care of is patterned upholstery. I draw the pattern in dimension on a separate sheet of paper, slip it under the main paper, and trace the pattern on there. Another thing that I like to work out at this stage are reflections. On the far wall of the Lincoln bedroom, there is a bureau chest of drawers with a big mirror on top. It would be reflecting the wall opposite it, which we've torn out. So I have the option of drawing that in or not. I think it looks better with it in there, the reflection of the opposite wall. So I do a drawing of all of those reflections and then again slip that under the paper and try and figure it out. So now we go on to the carpet. After hours of looking at the available photos, I figured out the pattern, drew a plan, and tried to figure out how to color it in. This took a long time. So those are all the basic highlights. I think the drawing turned out rather well. I like the window, and I like the couch underneath the window, and I like the reflections in the wardrobe, and I like the carpet, and there's all sorts of things that are interesting in the drawing, like the ramp ceiling and the curtains in the Lincoln bedroom, and it all turned out really nicely. Next time, we're going to begin penciling in the front of the White House, the north portico and the north facade. If you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel if you would. Until next time, bye-bye.